did a bit of work on it. So the first drink I ever had was like 14. My dad bought it for me in a pub. Like that's where I'm at. So that's the environment I was in. So at 14, it was beer as well. And like, I remember drinking like a pint. I was like, fucking hell. But you just like, oh yeah. And obviously, again, they're all geezers, like old, like, all that. And it's the bowling pub, which is right next to the ground, isn't it? So that is where I was going. My dad used to drink and all the mates and stuff. So yeah, that was 14. But obviously it was a long time before 17, mate. So it's all good, right? but yeah, it was just then I probably first started drinking. Like, only like a drink and two and whatever. And then it just built up. So basically, I'll just touch on what you said there with the recovery stuff. So I was always drunk and stuff like that. And I think when I was at West Ham, I was drinking. It was more like the environment I was in. So the raves and stuff I was going to. I was drinking a little bit. And I actually got to about 22 when I got released from West Ham. Basically, I went straight into semi-pro football. So I'd gone from full-time, because I come back a week before the season, couldn't get a club, fucking amazingly. Like, I thought I'd just walk in somewhere. Obviously, I couldn't, stupidly. And I just couldn't. I went from that, I fell into that semi-pro environment quickly. So you train twice a week, play on a Saturday, that's it. But you got a chance to, like, they went out on a Wednesday as well. So then they went on. I know the full time does as well, but I didn't have the money for embassy and all that shit. Yeah, not that sort of stuff. So it was. I'd go out on a Wednesday with them, and then a Saturday, and then a Sunday. So it's like 2 or 3 times a week. So I'm thinking, it's good though, because the lads were good, and it was like the banter was quality, like good. I love that environment. So I was drinking 3 times a week, maybe, yeah. But it got worse and worse. I ended up doing 3 or 4 times a week, and then by the time I was like 30, mate, I was drinking like 5 times a week, and it just basically filled my time, because I ended up doing shit jobs. And this is no disrespect to jobs I've done, but jobs I didn't want to do. My heart went in it. I ended up having to get work. I wasn't a millionaire, fucking far from it. I'd wasted fucking 30 grand in about 6 weeks. So I spent loads of dough, and then I done loads of dough, and I had to get work. Like, I need to work. So there was 2 ways I can do this, and I was like, do I go down this route? And I've done a little bit of naughty stuff, bad stuff, like selling or whatever, but that was just like little bits here and there. And then I think one time my mum or someone said to me, like, you need to get work, you get a job. So my uncle worked in like Ford's Dagenham, like in a Ford's, like a car factory.
The factory, innit?
Yeah, we know it. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me try this. So I drove in there. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I drove in there. I sat down. It's a night shift as well. I sat down. He found this place, and I was looking around, going, "What the fuck is this?" And it was just like engine blocks going around, like, and you have to just sit in the bottom and dot. Look at there's no damage on this thing, and then dot it, and then wait for another one. Dot it. The people have been doing this for 20, 30 years, mate. Like, they were doing this for years. Sit on a line and dot this thing. Next one. Dot. I fell asleep after about 10 minutes. So I was like, oh shit, I can't. And 2 months later, don't forget, I was in a Premier League dressing room. So it's not like there's been a long time. I couldn't get my head around it. So I was like, what the fuck? And with that, it got progressively worse. So like over months and years, and then I was like, just to fill that gap of basically what I was doing in the end, I was drinking just to not feel like anything else. Just like that gap, I don't want to be normal. Like, I've got to get through the day somehow that I'm off football, because I was still playing for every non-league team I played for. Obviously, some of you might know them, like Brentwood, Billericay, Harlow, Tanner. Good non-league clubs, but I could play and it was comfortable. Do you know what I mean? I was playing and it was I could get through a game half cut. Do you know? So it was like, not that I'd drink a night before that much, but I could have a day off and then play and it'd be fine. Like, it would be not a problem most of the time. And yeah, I was just filling them times with just drinking, mate, like loads. And then it got to like probably, obviously in between that, I was at Brentwood Town, and there was a big fight in the town, and I ended up something up in an altercation, and just I basically bashed someone out. Everyone fighting basically. Glass was involved, all sorts, and I got nicked, and then I went thingy, and thankfully the charges got dropped. I was looking at about 4 years, probably two, and I was like, fuck. And for once in my life, I was like, when I got the call to say all charges have been dropped, I was like, fuck, like this could be a moment to sort it out. It didn't ultimately, but it gave me a moment to say, right, okay. And then this is the thing, that moment I still remember, because that night I went out and got pissed, because I thought, for an hour, I was relieved. I had tears in my eyes. I was so relieved, at the time. I was like, fuck, like, I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to do that. But I was relieved. And then I thought I'd be all right, and then to celebrate that, I'd done that. So it showed without me knowing that there was an issue there, but I didn't even think about it because all my mates were going out, but I was going out 2-3 days. They were going out for one day, and I was going all over the place.
How drunk are we talking? How drunk are you getting in these 2-3 days though?
Or 3 or 4 days drunk. So fucking drunk, yeah.
Okay.
And obviously people were using stuff as well. So like, yeah, like 3 days constant.
Crazy. That's crazy. That's hard, man.
Yeah.
That's hard work.
Obviously people like, I don't know if it's a place to say if it's thingy, but people were using as well. So like that other drugs were involved as well. So that happened as well. And it just got fucking crazy quickly. So by the time I was 30, I would say I was a full on like alcoholic addict, bro. I was functioning. So I was working, but I was gone. Like every day I was nearly at it in the end. Like I go work, I could do it, do stuff, drink, do that, and then go to work next day. But I couldn't do that before. I was just getting through things. But people close to me noticed it, but not enough to say, I don't know, I must have hit it enough to get away with it. They knew there was something there. But basically it got to like 34 or 33 through to 30. The daughter was born. And again, Lee, what you said, it calms you. But I was always looking for that. Right, I've done the daughter thing for the weekend. I've done a good thing. I need to go and release. Let's go get pissed this weekend. And I was always trying to arrange stuff that weren't happening. So like I'd go, come on, what about this? What about if we do this? Or if there's a boxing fight and there could be some nobody in fucking Mexico, yeah? We're watching it, yeah? We're watching it. Or it's
and a reason. You want people to do
a reason. Yeah. A reason. Yeah. I was like, there's under 17s backstroke swimming in fucking in Tenerife. Let's go watch that. Some madness, yeah. So, but it was just that, and then by the time I got to 34, I was banging trouble, like serious. Like obviously, my missus had enough and moved out with a kid, and then I ended up sleeping in a car, sleeping on the street. I sold the car for like 200 quid just to get mine. Like it was mad. I had no clothes in the end. I was just living it was just a bit chaotic. It was so chaotic, and it took me like obviously low to low. And then my friend, my missus obviously still cared, obviously because fucking been with her a long time, and she contacted my friends. Were like, he's proper bad now. Like you need to set. And my mates, I ended up coming back to the family house. And my missus moved out, yeah. So that she was like, stay here. And my mates come to my house, like 2-hour drive, 2.5-hour drive at night without me knowing, pulled up and were like, look, you got to call this person. You got to call this person now. And I was like, fuck that, I'm not calling them. They want to call me, cool. If they want to help me, they can call me. Yeah, I was like, come, like that ego, that mad, not understanding like where I'm at sort of thing, yeah? And it basically got to, it was the PFA, and it was a guy called Jeff Whitley, and it was to speak to a guy at Sporting Chance, which is a rehab centre which is run by Tony Adams. He started it about 22 years ago, and the PFA fund people to go in there from different sports. So obviously the football, the Jockey Association, all these people. So I was like, all right, I'll speak to them. I didn't have a phone, like I was using my mate's phone. I was like, yeah, okay. So I had to call them, and it was the first contact I made. Like where I actually thought I didn't think I wanted help, but I must have subconsciously think I'm reaching out somewhere here. I don't know, but let's see what they say in it. I'll only be there for a little while anyway. I'll come out and crack on. Let's just shut these people up for a little while. It's sort of that mentality, yeah. And yeah, I just went for about three weeks. That happened. It was during that lockdown bollocks, yeah. Which, by the way, I had a great time, mate. I was just drinking every day during lockdown. It was crazy, but it didn't help my fucking long-term thing. But yeah, I think for 3 weeks that happened, and then the 4th week I went into there, and it's a 4-week stay. Obviously for rehabilitation. They run it with health and fitness. So if it was just a normal rehab place, I think I would have struggled. But because it was for like ex or current sportsmen, and they run fitness and lifestyle with it, and you do gym and you do these other bits and pieces, and that's where I found like recovery. So I don't know how much, you probably don't know much like AA and stuff like that. So it's Alcoholics Anonymous, and you got NA, which is Narcotics Anonymous, and all this stuff. Obviously, I've done AA, and it started there, but it's mainly recovery. The main thing for me was structure. Like, I lost structure. Like I didn't realise I lost structure. So important, yeah. So it weren't. I was at 35 by then, but I lost it at 22. Like 13 years, I've just been on a.
And you know what that was? That's football.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. From 22.
The football is the structure that we have. You actually, because like we keep saying, our era, we lived it. Literally.
Yes.
So it was like that. We was in that lane. We was in between the lines, right? And as soon as you come out of football, or you get released or something or whatever, and you come out of the line, bruv,
Yeah.
you are in a space where you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah. And it's true. You get your ass wiped, didn't you? You basically get your ass wiped. Yeah. If you want to do that, like it's there, your kit's there, this is there, this is there. That's why when I went to non-league, I was like, I didn't even turn up with a kit. I was like, what? And they were like, where's your kit? I was like, what? It was just, and then I got quickly used to that. But you get your ass wiped, yeah. And I didn't realize this is the thing, yeah. Although I said this, I was like knocking around with older kids, older lads and adults basically from young. I had that streetwise sort of mental. I'm not stupid. I know people and whatever. I can talk to people, but I was a kid still, yeah, in regards to my mentality around stuff. Like I was a baby. Like I could throw my toys at the pram like a baby, or my reactions to things were like childlike. But so when you come out, when you lose that, I'm only left with that childlike shit. And then I didn't realise how bad it was going until it got there. And people say, "Oh, how can you not see?" I could see, but probably didn't even want to realise it as well. I was enjoying myself without. What happens is, and this is quite harsh to say, but it's true because I'm talking about myself here. You become selfish, yeah, when you drink and when I was using stuff, I become selfish without me knowing it, yeah. So all I thought about was me, yeah. I got kids and missus, yeah. So and a house and life and fucking whatever stuff, yeah, like important stuff. But that took me to myself, innit? So I would end up just I'd rather, without me, this is not my head, because my head's completely different now, how I fit my thought process around things. But at that time, I love my missus and kids, of course I do. I'll do anything for them. But if I could have choose them and drinking and using on a day, I'm going with that. Because that's where my head was at. And it's very hard to people to understand it. And where I'm from, like, you don't do that to his family, son, all that, yeah, I get it. But I didn't think that was going to happen to me. You know what I mean? I think I can't see that person no more. So I get it.
Again, like I'm gonna say, that's also football. Because when you get into a line of something and you kind of like go, okay, that's me. Boom,
laser. Yeah.
You don't think about anything else. It's the same as the football. You're in the football, bab your football all the time. And if you sway sideways, I'll tell you what, it's bab all the time. Because I'm telling you now, with me as well, yeah, I'd have probably been dead if I didn't beat my missus.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, because before you misses, the thing that you loved was football, innit? So you got no love. There's nothing there to it's sort of it's a channel you, but also guide you. And just this is obsession. That's what it is, obsession. You are. This is why even to get any level, to get a professional level, people don't realize how fucking hard it is. Yeah, you have to be so focused, and that's why when people say to me, "Oh, you could have done that," yeah, I probably could have, but you know how fucking hard I worked to get to that. I was obsessed with it, geez. Like joke, like it was mad. And then
the pro contracts didn't come just like that.
No, not then, especially then. I say I was the only person in my age group, so it was tough. But yeah, mate, it just sort of lost that. Basically, that's what it was, and I think then I finally started doing like, look, fucking. I don't read, innit? Like, I'm not a reader. Let's be honest. Look at me, yeah. So like, but then when I come out there, I started doing in recovery. Started doing like these readings and stuff, like only like pages and stuff. Like it was just like basically, it's not a religious thing. It's like I become a bit more spiritual, I suppose they say, yeah. And it was just like understanding, not full on, but just understanding, like a bit of calm, a bit of peace. How am I going to create that? What am I going to do? Okay, do this because my head's crazy still, yeah. You might see me all arms and legs, like mate, I'm quite fucking animated with stuff. My head's still crazy, so I need to focus. I need some structure in my life. I need to know where I'm going with stuff.
It's the
It is the football.
I know. Yeah,
because you didn't realize that you was that you had the structure. But I feel like sometimes when you're like at that pro level, some of these coaches, they've seen it already. So the times where maybe you're not understanding why this guy is saying this or saying that, you're probably using those methods now with your teams now.
That's exactly it. That's it. And that's this is it. This is why, like, where I'm at now. Obviously, I just finished off what I was saying there with the thing. So when I went through that thing, and started doing stuff regards to the 4 weeks and over the weeks. The first week was tough. Obviously, I sort of stopped drinking and stopped everything out. I weren't like since I haven't even. It's not like one of them shaky ones and all that. I just didn't whatever. But I finally started calming down and thinking, oh shit, like I'm fucking gonna lose everything. I finally realised it. And then I was in a place where they're going to show me, we're going to do this, We're doing like classroom stuff regards to different things and a bit of writing and reading, going to these meetings, fitness as well in the mornings, get up. And this is what is structure based. I go back, 7 o'clock, I'm doing that, 9 o'clock with that, 11 o'clock with that, 1 o'clock with that. we're having dinner at 5. No phones for 3 days. You only have phones for 2 days or something. I thought I was in prison. And then 2 days, and then no TV until like 6 o'clock. All this stuff for like 2 hours. Just all that stuff. Just focus on this. And for the first time in years, I cared. Obviously, I can't miss it, but I cared about this. I cared about getting better because look, I lost all self-respect for myself. Like, I was in my car with, like, I'm not fucking rich, but I try to dress okay. Like, I try tracksuits, innit? Tracksuit, smart, and like that. I want to just look presentable. But I didn't care. Like, and when I look back at that, that wasn't me. Like, I'm not that. Like, I just want to dress smart. Okay, not have to be thousands of pounds on me, but just look presentable. Yeah,
it's East London thing. It's East London thing. You just want to look like, even if it's a tracksuit, you want to look clean and have a pair of
You want the
I know that.
But let me ask you, you see when you said that it was a Tony Adams like initiative kind of thing, Is it free?
No, so yeah, I'll talk about that. So I think it's been going for about 22 years now. So he found it because he went through all that. He fucking ripped off a car and he died, and then it's all in the paper. So I'm not saying because you shouldn't really speak about people's stories, but his is public, so it's okay. And he set it up, and I think you have to become. So the PFA funded me to go in there. It costs 12 grand. So they funded me to go in there. Obviously, I didn't have to pay nothing. So they basically, I always say, they saved my life because I was at the point where that enough. Like I didn't tell this, and I didn't want to go down that route, but I tried to commit suicide as well about a week before I went in there. So I know it's a bit dark and deep, but I won't go into the details too much, but that is where it took me. I've written a suicide note to my missus, suicide note to my missus, to my daughter. I was gone, and that do you know what I mean? So I'd gone. When I say I'd got, I'm not one. You have to be careful saying like that sort of stuff because the reason I say it quite openly is because when I've come into this stuff, I've met friends along the way because I had to change my friend group as well. Let's get that straight. Yeah, I had to get rid of my phone. I didn't have one anyway, but start again. Yeah, some people, and the people that I've met along the way are fellows, other people in recovery and stuff. Not everyone, but some of them. I've met them. 2 years they're doing all right. Blah blah. I speak to them the night before. Next day he died, killed himself. So I'm talking about people that I've heard, who I've been with, spoke with, who are cast as friends, and they're in so much pain that you don't know. It's so hard. So I'm only talking from a place that I understand it now. I wouldn't have said that before, but I understand their mindset regards
struggle,
to the addiction. It's people say aim, but it's an illness regards to if you don't like fucking I don't know peanut butter. If you're allergic to peanut butter, would you eat it? No, because you come up in a rash. But if you're allergic to drink and it fucking makes you a nutter and goes crazy, would you keep drinking? No. But why do you keep drinking then? Because the fucking illness, bro. It's completely gone. Like it's so hard to understand. But you got to do work. You got to do the work. And that's what I had to do. So
see, this is the part of football that people don't hear. This is the part of football that people don't really hear because I think there's probably so many footballers that are battling. Because you must have been on that and seen so many. You could probably name off a list of names of people that you would never believe that they had these problems and these issues. You know
that's true, mate. And that's it. Like before and after me as well, and during. So you see, of course, I can't say the names because of the thing. But
yeah.
I'm just gonna ask you, what's the names?
No, you can't say the names.
Tony Adams. I'll tell you, the ones you can talk openly is obviously the people that spoke, like so Paul Merson, he's been in there. I think Gazza's been in there. Gazza was in there, so they've openly spoke about it. So it's not like
we know about
thinking. So it was just sort of like you just see it. But I think you're right. It is that sort of side you don't see, but that whole system saved me. Like it genuinely saved my life.
Dan,
and
thank God for
my
sporting
clinic and my missus and everyone.
But this is the thing that you don't see that Tony Adams done because you don't know how much he's done in the football world.
It's not just football as well. It's all sports. So like more sports are getting on board. So you got what you see now. Gambling is one of the biggest one. It's the biggest one now. Gambling is the biggest illness because it's so accessible and all that stuff. So you've got the Jockeys Association with obviously jockeys. That's one of the biggest ones now, and you've got the rugby players coming through. So all different sportsmen go through it. It's not just football, so it's reaching out, which is good. And boxers, a lot of boxers go through there as well. So,
and what you said though, Dan, about the PFA helping you, and also obviously Tony Adams Clinic, the PFA. What I think some people don't realize that. I think once you're a member, once you become a pro, I think you become a member of the PFA. And that means they will help you if you're struggling and if you're going through this. A lot of people don't know that. So if you're struggling out there, maybe this message might help people realize that they can reach out to the PFA, and they're very helpful. So please, if you're out there and you're a member, reach out to the PFA if you're going through stuff, or even if you're going through it and you can't get through it and your family might be watching this, reach out to the PFA and they definitely will help you. They've been amazing to certain people, or some people, because like maybe other people haven't reached out. But please go out, reach out to PFA. They will help you with sporting clinic. If you've got a gambling problem, drinking problem, any kind of mental, like
anything, mental health,
you're going
anything,
through something, mental health, just reach out to them.
I didn't know about that either. I didn't know about all the things.
Right, so this is what I was just about to say.
Sorry, Lee. Yeah,
sorry, this is what I was about to say. Like, I think, like, just you must know as well. This is what you must be feeling as well. Like, they don't make it aware. You don't make people aware of this.
No, they don't. They don't.
They're putting all these things like Bet365 and Penny Power and this, that, and the other. All of this shit ads on the thingy.
Yeah.
Even if you give them a little one space ad around the ground, around the pitch or whatever, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, let people know, because come on, man.
Yeah, do you know what? Do you know what? And this is. See, I don't care. I'm still at, but I don't care what I say. Yeah. So like, it's more trying to do unbelievable work. Like, all these people do unbelievable work. Yeah. But the higher ups of the Premier League and all these people, they don't care about that. They don't. And I tell you why, because they could have easily, like, I didn't know about it until it happened. And then off the back of that, I got my fucking pension. So I had a right touch. Yeah. I didn't even know. So I was like, oh shit.
Did you blow the pension?
I went through it. It went. No, but it went on good stuff. It wasn't. But the good thing is, it wasn't even a free day. It went on a settee. We went on a sofa this time. I was buzzing.
Oh, brilliant.
And it's the thing. So it went on so good this time. But obviously, I didn't have loads. But I opened that up, and then obviously when I started my football academy, football coaching stuff up, I got equipment off the back of that. Like, I didn't know about this stuff, but you don't know about it because you know why? Because the success rate, the success stuff. So the good things that look good, the things that promote stuff and looks all pretty and nice. Let's talk about that. The reality is everyone coming through, there's a fucking about hundreds that don't. But that should be more spoke about than that, because, or at least spoke about more, because the I've seen it, so I know. I've seen it in my own eyes, and I speak to people, and I have spoken to people in the last 4 years that have gone through that, who are similar age to me, who are fucked, and then they've got the help, and then they've got a little bit of help, and they've been helped, and they've told someone, but they've only known through that person. Why is they not on the tell?
Word of mouth. And the thing about it is, though, what you got to realize is, though, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
So the PFA where you went and all that, where they help people, it won't function unless they've got the people there that's suffering.
Of course, they need the.
And if they cure everyone, no one's gonna be going over there and doing all the madness. So it's just a cycle. You know what I mean? It's the same way government and all them things there. It's the same way that's run there, bro.
It ain't gonna cure cancer because then it's done.
You can't.
But also, it's a funding situation. You just said it cost
a lot of money.
15 grand for one person to go on for 4 weeks. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they don't want to be let it know that, if they kind of advertise it, 100 people are going to show up. And then, their money's not in the bank, they're accumulating more wealth. So maybe,
the thing is, off the back of that, I had therapy lessons before and after. So, like, that's money as well, isn't it? So, like, it's sort of...
No, it's all funding.
Yeah, and to be fair, I still speak to someone, so, weekly. So
good.
But it's not through that, just other things. Like, this is the thing, like, where my life changed a bit, or a lot, and obviously I'm trying to put my head into good stuff and try and use the skills that I had, not fucking sitting on a factory line. With all due respect, that's not what I'm built for. I'll be honest, I can't. I've done it for long. I've done it for 5 years, and I mean, I was mental, but I was just in and out. This is what I know. I'm good at communicating with young adults, and especially some younger pros as well, which I've thankfully been able to work with some good lads, and just be able to put that into something good. So, like, when I come out of the clinic after 4 weeks, this is quite funny. So before I went in, I had my missus. I didn't have a phone, so I had my missus' phone, and I was drunk one night, and I applied to be a firefighter. I didn't even know I'd done it, So I went into the clinic, and I put my missus' number.
What are you drinking?
I think in the end it was a brandy. It was Izzy's fault. No, I'm joking. I was like, mate, I used to drink. No, I used to drink it in Desperados. Oh shit.
That's got tequila in it or something.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I just and I applied on it, and I put her number on there. And when I was in the clinic, the station manager rang her up, and she's like, "Hello," and he's like, "Yeah, my name's blah blah. I'm at Dovercourt Station. Darren applied for it," and she went, "What?" And she covered me a little bit. Went, "Oh yeah, sorry, he's away on work. He'll come back, and he'll call you when he's back next week." It was a week before I come back. So when I come out, one thing obviously coming out there was hard because first before I went into that clinic, I didn't want to go in, mate. When my mates dropped me off, yeah, I was fighting it. I turned up here with like a carrier bag. This is mad, yeah. I turned up with like some clothes, some fucking clothes I don't even know, yeah. So like, tracksuit, I don't know. And I had like my mates stopped over the shop like, and give me some Lucasades, Haribos, yeah, all this stuff. I turned up and they were like, "Well, you can't bring them in." I was like, "What?" And they were like, "You can't bring sweets in. Like you can't bring sweets in." I turned around, yeah, and I went over to my mate's car. I said, "Mate, you won't let me take my sweeties in? Take me home." They just fucking drove off. They drove off, and I was like, "Oh." Shit. And that's by the way, that's where my head like it's like a childlike mentality now. And the reason I say that is because I kept saying sweeties. But I'm 36, 35 at the time. I'm using the word sweeties. What am I doing? Yeah. So it was just like I just lost myself. So when I was so resistant going in. When I come out, I didn't want to come out. I did not want to come out. I wanted to stay because I felt like something was happening. Like I just felt calmer, and I still was fucked, but I felt something's happened. I don't know what it is here, but I like this. This is all right. And then when my mates had to pick me up because my missus wouldn't come, my mates had to pick me up. I told them 2 hours later than they're supposed to come because I wanted to stay longer. I was so like they were pissed off when they found out about that, but got the traffic hard. But but it was just I didn't want to leave. So when I left, it was just mad. Yes, and the firefighter thing happened, and I was like, you just try and find your feet still. I was lost. I still had no work. I was trying to build relationships again, my missus and kids and that. And it was my kids, so I only had one at the time. And I was just like, what am I doing? She was still obviously weren't sure because how are you going to change in a month? Like mad shit you done. Like you're going to change in a month. And I hadn't to a certain extent, but I had a flip something where my eyes opened and I was working it. I cared. That's enough. I cared a bit. Right, let's crack on with this. And then I've done all the meetings and like 4.5 years now, so it's been mad. But
no, well done, mate.
Thank you, mate. I always throw it in. I always want a little thank you. I don't joke.
No. Big up yourself. It's not easy facing your own battles and your own demons. The hardest thing to do is to be real to yourself, isn't it? That's the hardest thing to do.
That is it. And the thing's opening up, and talking. Right, I had to write this stuff down. So you don't just talk about stuff you've done. You have to write down the shit you've done. So I don't know if you've done this, bruv.
You feel the embarrassment.
Some mad shit you've done.
You read it back.
That's mad, bruv. If you read that back, I used to think that was normal. I was like, oh fuck, that's not normal. Like I thought that was okay, and it's like, no, that's not normal. Like you're running down the road with like your boxers on, chasing someone with a blade. That's not normal, mate. I was like, shit, like that's not normal. Okay, and you write it down and you work out why, and all this other stuff. It's just I don't know, opened up something. And then the firefight thing. I come out and then I was like, oh shit. So I went up the station. I was still like 2 weeks out of the clinic. So about 6 weeks sober and stuff. Fine, but just a bit fucking all over the place a little bit. And I went up there and they were like, yeah. And I said, yeah, I always want to be a firefighter. I didn't know. It was like on-call firefighting first of all, and then trying to be a whole time. So on-call's like you do the same job, exactly the same job, like fight fires, car, everything, which I ended up doing for 3 years. But you work on it, like you put a certain amount of hours in a week. That's it. Like semi-pro, basically. It's basically like that. So, and I've done that, and then I come out, and then within fucking 4 weeks, I passed out, and I was an on-call firefighter. And within 2 weeks after that, I was on a house fire, and I'm standing at the top of this fucking fire. It's going mad, yeah. It's like fat truth, and I'm like 8 weeks clean or something like sober, like, and I'm putting this fire out, and I'm like crying. I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was nearly dead.
The person in the house is thinking, why is he crying?
Yeah. My kids are putting out the fire. I was fucked, yeah. But I was like, 3 months ago, I was like nearly dead. This is the harsh reality of it, but that's the truth. And then, what's going on? And then I got home and I was just like, fucking hell. And then just then moments happened, and then I've done it for 3 years, and then basically that's happened, and then I do things in the local school down here. Then I've done a few things like voluntary. I felt like at the start, because I wasted a lot of money and I've done a lot of bad shit. Like I didn't do, just wasn't a good person. Like in regards to helping people, I felt like to do some stuff for nothing, innit? That's what I felt like I had to do.
Yeah,
so I was like, let me make this good for me, inside. So I've done voluntary stuff for a month or two and stuff, little bits here, sports stuff. And then ultimately, the truth of the matter is, I've got family to provide for. And I've lost time because I've wasted time, effort, money, everything, time especially, on being a prick where they need me more than anything. What is going to be your legacy, right? You're going to do this. You're going to be a good dad. You're going to be trying to be a good dad. And you're going to try to be a good partner. And you're going to try and leave them something, So I set this up and I put everything into this. Like I stopped everything. I just done my football thing, put everything into it. Started doing one-to-one, and I've done like coached over 600 kids the last year. So it's been crazy.
Well done.
So
Brilliant.
like that's what my love, and the thing I love it. Like that's what I know. I don't know nothing else really. I don't.